back. You're with us on Overdrive. Now, the BMW 530 Li is an India-specific long wheelbase version of its 8th generation model, and it has been priced at 72.90 lakh rupees. Here's Tuhin Guha with all the driving details.
For all this while, a BMW 5 Series has been your go-to luxury car if you wanted all the comforts but still have a driving itch to scratch. But now with this new generation, BMW seems committed to break from that norm and go right after the competition. This is because the new gen BMW 5 Series is now only available as a long wheelbase model for the first time, at least in ICE form. This is specific to India, and out on the road you do find that the 5 Series has a good deal more presence. It's notably larger overall, being 212 mm longer, 32 mm wider and 41 mm taller. But more effective is the new styling with its sharp monolithic themes. There's no massive grille here, just some very un-BMW like lighting, but the bronzed highlights, the lit up grille and angular surfaces mean that you will stand out in this car. These 18-inch wheels don't quite fit, but flashier 19-inch options are available. Now for all this while, we've been telling you that BMW does some of the best quality interiors at its price point, and with this new 5 Series, they really have taken things up a few notches. I mean, look at this space. It genuinely is almost as impressive as the 7 Series, just in terms of the textures and materials and finishes that have been used. For example, of course, the plastic here is all soft, but this sort of very seamlessly integrated crystalline panel, I mean, the way it sort of lights up, I'll just show you. It really does create a sense of occasion. And then this wood trim that you have here with this quite sort of funky pattern, all of that is textured, and even the plastics down below, even here, they're of a soft quality. And then you have this new BMW design theme, of course. This continues with some elements we've seen in cars like the new X1, like the satin finish panels and the grated speaker covers, both of which have a rich texture and cold feel to them when you touch them. The gloss black panels may be a fingerprint magnet, but they do work with the overall ambience. The controls are reasonably easy to use as well. The 14.9-inch touchscreen now carries the iDrive 8.5 update, which has resulted in more logical home screens and submenus for the climate and other functions. It is still not the easiest to use on the move, but things have improved. The crystal controller and the hard buttons, which do have a tactile feel to them, help complement this. The wireless Android Auto Apple CarPlay function could have been a more seamless integration though. The 12.3-inch instrument cluster is easily configurable and offers information intuitively. You do get used to the entire interface reasonably well over time. Now with this new generation of the 5 Series, 130 mm have been added to the wheelbase, of which 110 are just in the rear seat. And as you can see, BMW has really gone to town with that space. To start with, they claim that this is the most spacious car in its segment, newer rivals notwithstanding. This seat is very well thought out. It's soft where it needs to be, supported where it needs to be. As you can see, I have so much under thigh support. Legroom really isn't much of a problem. And yeah, the seat does not recline, but the 31-degree angle makes it quite comfortable. The BMW 5 Series long wheelbase is well equipped. Here are all the main feature highlights. There's also a good deal of safety equipment, including a suite of ADAS functions. Now the first thing that you notice when you start driving the 5 Series long wheelbase is just how refined it is. It starts off near silently. Now in the comfort mode, I'm just going along slowly. You can barely hear the engine. It's more or less inaudible. And so yeah, it's immediately a serene, peaceful experience. And even though the car has grown quite big, it's still manageable. It doesn't feel too large for traffic. Powering this 530 Li is an updated 2-litre turbo petrol that makes 258 PS and 400 Nm, now with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. The 8-speed ZF gearbox has also been updated. The focus with these changes has been to improve drivability and efficiency, says BMW. And then we come to the engine. Now there have been changes, the mild hybrid system being the biggest addition, and really does show as soon as you set off more or less. Now that 13 PS or so, that performance that you get really does make this whole experience quite seamless. So the 5 Series now just gets up and goes without hesitation. There's none of that slight delay or lethargy that you sometimes find in turbo petrol engines, and you did to an extent in the older 5 Series as well. So that's all gone, and so what you have, say, in slow speeds or even when you're just driving calmly, is a completely seamless, smooth experience that just goes with that whole comfort theme of this car. In our real-world performance tests, even in the wet, we managed to handily beat BMW's claimed 0 to 100 kmph time of 6.5 seconds, managing the sprint in 6.2 seconds. Our in-gear acceleration times also suggest that this performance is very much present in real-life driving situations.
The Sport Boost function also works more effectively now, drawing power from the mild hybrid system.
The BMW, despite its greater mass, also brakes confidently, and the mild hybrid system only slightly gets in the way of the feel you have from the brake pedal. The 5 Series is also quite efficient for the performance that's on offer. We got over 17 kmpl on the highway and over 11 kmpl in city driving in our real-world mileage tests. But all of this performance is maybe not the most important aspect for many of you, and many of you will probably want to know how comfortable the long wheelbase is. So in that regard, BMW has again found a good balance. To start with, this car is really quite comfortable. You don't have much low-lying, low-speed firmness, which is a great thing. Those not very nice-looking 18-inch wheels probably help with that. So even over rough surfaces, it even tackles potholes as well as any other luxury car, maybe even better than most luxury cars. Think of this 5 Series as you did of the earlier one, and you will come away disappointed. But BMW has done what it needed to do to chase numbers, and in that regard, the 5 Series hits the spot. It has the presence, cabin feel and comfort you want from a car which will chauffeur you over long distances, despite some of the misses in the rear seat. The drivetrain is especially competent in any situation, and few European cars match its ride comfort. There's enough here to make this one of the better rounded luxury cars you can buy this side of rupees 1 crore.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this week's edition of Overdrive. But remember, you can stay in touch with the team through our various social media platforms. You can write to us on YouTube as well. Until next week, then, drive and ride safe, and happy Independence Day once again.